It has been just over 3 years and just about 20,000 miles of ownership with this 2004 Silverado 2500 HD with the LLY Duramax diesel V8. So this is just going to be a quick review or update review and everything I've done to it, how it's holding up, what's good, what's bad. So just a quick walk around for you to get started. And sorry it's a little dirty. It was clean, but it rained a little bit on the hood from the garage door. So I've got my trusty whiteboard here. So we'll start off with the good, just like that. This truck, it hasn't overheated ever, despite towing in 100-degree heat at highway speeds. So pretty impressive, because one of the top complaints for the LLY is overheating, because it does in fact have the smallest factory radiator, but I haven't noticed any issues with it whatsoever. The head gaskets are still good. That's another major complaint for the LLY. There are no leaks of any kind. There is still no DPF, DEF, no cats, no muffler, no resonator, no tip, no problems. I still don't have a tune on it either, and don't plan to. There are no codes or anything, so I like it just the way it is. The paint still shines after 17 years, and there's no rust either, as far as I can tell. Maybe there might be a little bit under here. I haven't taken these off yet because they're already paint matched, so I like them. And I like the mud flaps, so there's that. You can see some paint chips, but this is a real review here for you. No, nothing fake. So there's a lot of other goods about this truck. These are just kind of the main ones. So I'm just going over them kind of quickly for you, for those of you interested in maybe purchasing one of these. But here's the bad list. So the headliner is peeling. That's pretty common thing in these trucks. A little bit on this side, a little bit more on the passenger side. Major complaint is no lift pump, and they still don't put them in new trucks either, GM. So it has lost the prime twice, which isn't too bad. It was after shutting down after heavy towing at high elevation. One of those 2 times, once in Cheyenne and another in the Colorado mountains. It lost its prime, which isn't the end of the world, because you can always reprime it. I can pop the hood and show you where. I've also got a video that goes over that, but let me pop the hood anyways for you. So there's what the engine bay looks like. Got it all shined up and cleaned up. This is a water-based protectant, so it's not oil-based, so it's not flammable, just so you know. Anyways, over here is the fuel pump, or actually, sorry, fuel filter and fuel primer. So I'll link a video explaining how to prime this, but it's right there, and if you know what you're doing, it's not the end of the world. But a lift pump would have been nice on these trucks, and I'm amazed that they still don't do it. So that's that. I needed 2 new batteries last fall, which is just maintenance, so it's kind of a petty complaint, really. I mean, it was $400 because there's 2, and I got the 3-year warranty on them, so that is nice. But another complaint: CD player doesn't work. Radio still does, which is great. But I mean, these are pretty petty because I love this truck, you guys. So another thing is the wiper arms, they won't stay out, and it's a bad design. Let me show you. I have to just tap the hood closed again, but they come out that far and they stop because I guess the hood's in the way. But it's like, I don't know. I wish they would say it, because like, how the heck do you change those? It makes it really difficult. Here's my Duramax badge, by the way. So that's a pretty major complaint. That drives me crazy. The driver's side mirror, it will no longer telescope. These are power telescoping mirrors, so they're the accordion style, pretty ugly looking things. I still want to get the upright tow mirrors, but they're expensive. So that's coming one day. I'll make a video when I do. But so they're still power. I mean, got the integrated turn signal. They're heated. I mean, power adjust, all that. But the power telescope broke, so that's that. Okay, so another thing is the fuel gauge. The fuel light comes on when there's 7 gallons left in the tank. And I've calculated this because long beds of this generation have 34-gallon tanks, and standard boxes, heavy duties, have 26-gallon tanks. But I've read on forums that they index the fuel gauge as though it's the same tank, so same size tank. So when the fuel light comes on a 26-gallon tank, there's less fuel. But on this truck, it comes on where there's 7 gallons. And I've tested that because, you know, it's a 34-gallon tank. Then you drive it until the light comes on. Then you fill it up at the pump. And you know that because you go to the pump and you only can fit 27 gallons in at most. Maybe 26. So, yeah. So there's that. Which, I mean, is also a pretty small complaint because it's just being over conservative. It's not, you know, it's not cutting you short by any means, but it can freak you out if you haven't gotten used to these trucks. So mind that as well. And the last thing on my list here is the new mods. So I'm going to kind of talk about everything I've done to this truck. I did make a 1-year review 2 years ago. I can link that in the description as well. But so starting off, I did a do-it-yourself paint match. So that's what you can see up front here. And I mean, it looks really good on video. In person it does too, but you can see I've got like a bunch of rock chips and some spiderweb cracks in the clear coat here. The grill turned out better, I think. I also did a American bow tie wrap, and I painted the mesh gloss black. It starts factory as light gray. I mean, looks real good in the sun from, you know, 20 feet or so, but as you get up close, it's chipping pretty bad. You can see down there. I mean, it is what it is. So I eventually want to get a ranch hand, so that's why I figured I might as well practice with, you know, rattle can and see the way it turns out, and then eventually either I want to get the LBZ hood and grill conversion. I think that looks a little better in my opinion. Either that or the ranch hand. So that's in the future, but for now I'm rocking with my DIY paint match, which I do have a paint pen to touch up these bigger nicks in there. So I have a video on the paint match. I'll link that in the description. It's all in preparation, really. So high idle switch. These are in pretty random order, but I did install a high idle switch on the inside, which integrates with your cruise control. I have a video on that as well. So that's that. And then footwell LEDs. This is my most viewed video. I will show you that. It's bright out, so you can't really tell. But left the door open. So you can see under here, I've got LEDs, front and rear footwells. You can kind of see the inside of this thing. This truck has 86,000 miles on it. So first aid kit, I keep that in the door. I love these little pockets, because on the newer generation trucks, or the one after this, the 07 to 14, they didn't have pockets in the rear doors, which is kind of strange. But here's the back seat. This is the extended cab, so got a bench seat back there, five seats, 5 seat belts. Here's the driver's side door. Got power everything, heated seats, memory seats. You got automatic headlights, fog lights, cargo light, push on the fly, 4-wheel drive. I mean, it's a pretty sweet interior. I mean, it was definitely the nicest truck interior of the day compared to the Ford. I hate to say it, but it's just my opinion. Another thing I did was the 5-inch MBRP downpipe and straight pipe exhaust. So I have a video on that as well. And I'll just show you walking around here. And so there's the tip. It's 5-inch, of course, and It's just pretty straightforward, you know. A lot of videos on how to do that, but it sounds amazing. And yep, 3-inch downpipe as well, so it's straight pipe from the turbo back. I did do the fleece tap shifter inside, so I'll show you right now real quick again. That is right there. So you got the tap shift here, and this is the 5-speed Allison, not the 6-speed, but I mean, heck, 5 gears is good enough for what I use this truck for, and had no complaints. So that's the tap shifter. It just helps downshifting and upshifting a little easier when you're towing, and it looks nicer. It looks like an LBZ in here. So yep. And let me see, what else do we got going on? You know, a little tear of the driver's seat. Pretty usual. Not that bad though. 34-inch Toyos. So these are the stocks. These aren't my Toyos. But I can put up a picture of what that looks like. I've been doing a lot of highway miles with this truck. So I put on these for fuel mileage, and if I get a flat, it's the same size as the spare, which I still have. But I got 34-inch Toyo all-terrain 2s with the GMC LMM 17-inch wheels. So it lifts this truck up a good 2.5 inches. It looks pretty sweet. I did remove the molding on the doors, which I thought looked kind of tacky. As much as I love it protecting it from door dings, I just try to park farther away. So I can also check out this color. This is the dark spiral gray metallic, offered in 2004. And let me see here, what else did I do? Painted the steps black. You can see, I mean, they used to be chrome, but it's kind of starting to peel up, so I need to redo them. I did sand it and everything, but you know, I rattle canned it, so it is what it is. WeatherTech floor mats, I did that as well. Go back inside again, sorry, and then check that out. And also got the Dooha under seat rear storage, which kind of helps out a lot. Everything's color matched in here. It's got the light gray, which I like, as opposed to the black. I think the light interior makes it look a lot newer than it really is. I like the tan too, because it's just pretty rare. Seems like everything has a black interior these days. Other things I didn't put on this list that I've done are the PCV reroute and S&B turbo mouthpiece. So you can see right there's the turbo mouthpiece. That was another major complaint for the LLY that I swapped out pretty quickly after getting this truck. That was $200 bucks, but I think it was worth it. That keeps EGTs lower, more air flowing through the engine. Love it, totally worth it. And then off of that, you can see that copper piece. That's the PCV reroute. Stands for positive crankcase ventilation, which is basically blow-by, but on a smaller scale. All engines have it, and instead of returning those gases back into the engine for another burn, I have that going right here. You can see, I mean, there's a little oil stain, but it's not much. I mean, it just sticks to the frame, really. So helps prevent more rust, right? So that's that. You can put a catch can on it if you want, but I just have that for now. I can maybe make a video on that if you'd like later on, but checking things out here. I still have the stock airbox. I'd like to get an S&B intake one of these days, but it's also on the list. Had to put a new serpentine belt on 2 weeks after ownership. Started squeaking, so that's good. Let's see here. I've done some more things, but can't really remember. I mean, new headlights look good. They're all cleared out and everything. Got LED running lights there. Still incandescent fog lights and high beams though. So got a toolbox on it back here. It's the LT trim level, by the way. So bed is nice. You got the 5th wheel rails. No bed liner, but that's on the list as well, believe it or not. Here's the back. I mean, this thing has, I've used this to tow, gosh, 10,000 pounds, 8 to 10,000 pounds, thousands of miles in hot heat. I mean, this is a 17-year-old truck, and at a fraction of the cost of a brand new truck these days, I would totally recommend getting yourself one of these if you can. I mean, a lot more reliable, in my opinion. A lot cheaper, more reliable, more fun. Yeah, so if you have any questions, let me know. I can see if I can help you out if you're trying to do one of these mods yourself. But yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.